Welcome everyone. Thank you for choosing my Black Cat tutorial. I am introducing the tools and the materials I used in this session. So let's start with the paint. So the main color was lamb black. Regarding the brand, I don't think there is like a best brand or stuff like that. You can choose probably any brand, but make sure it's artist quality. I mean, this is what I'm suggesting. That's what I'm using. My favorites are Daniel Smith or Horadam or the French watercolor Sennelier I really like. So there are many good brands on the market. The important thing, choose the lamb black for black, because there are so many type of black, but they all behave very different, and I found lamb black is kind of the best for this kind of cat painting. I also added other colors, some kind of blue. It's not important to choose the exact same color because there are many similar color. I think I used ultramarine, but smalt is really good, and there are other good blues too. It's really not there is only one blue is good. And for the orangey color, I used Horadam transparent orange, but I know because I use this a lot, this is really good if you don't have the Horadam, the Sennelier Chinese orange, for example, but also every band has the same color, so it's easy to replace from another brand. So these are the painting. Of course, I didn't mention, but I like the tube. And for this kind of painting, you can dilute just before the painting time. But if you have already on plates, just wet it up. So for colors, I always use white ceramic dishes because you want to see the color exactly. And for black, you can use any color ceramic dishes because you know it's black, so it's not that important. For water, for the painting, just use many big bowls, at least 2, but more the better. Need to be transparent or white and big. And line up at least 2-3 next to you, and like be prepared because you have to switch it often. So as soon as it's getting dirtier and grayish, I always switch, and I run out for clean water if I need to. So make sure you always have one clean next to you, just if you are in emergency. And as soon as you're done to one, make time for run for clean one. For wiping, which is I do a lot, I use Kim wipes. This one, it's quite pricey. I don't have big experience with, but I think kitchen paper towel is good. Probably not tissue paper or toilet paper because they fall apart, but I think the kitchen towel, paper towel will work, and I use the Kim wipes. For brush, I use one cheap big brush. I don't even know the brand of this one, but something like this with not too strong fur or hair. It's just to wet the paper, and sometimes I use during painting, you will see. So I have a smaller size of this, like this. You only need one, but it's good to have one like this around if you do watercolor. For other brushes, I like Princeton. They are affordable and really good. I like the Neptune brand and the Aqua Elite. Mainly you will need big brushes for this painting. This is 20 round and this is 8 quill. This is Princeton Neptune and this is the Aqua Elite, the gray one. So have at least one, but maybe one or two. It's better around you for this painting. Something big, fluffy. The Aquaelite is a little bit stronger, more springy, good for more precise work. But one of them is, if you have only one of them, it's fine. And I use few smaller size, but you always can work with one brush, but it's maybe just easier a little bit to have more sizes. So these are all Aquaelite from Princeton and all round, and 16, 8 and 4 in my hand. You don't need all of this. If you have, it's good, but honestly just the middle or even this, it's fine. This one probably too small for many purposes. So one big and one smaller, or even with just one big you can work. Watercolor pencil, just some very neutral color like gray, for example, light. Any brand will be good. This is Faber-Castell. Make sure it's not the shiny silvery pigmented one, just because when you wash it off the sparkle will stay. So it's just a gray watercolor pencil. It can be light blue or brown, whatever. Masking fluid. So I like to use masking fluid for whiskers and stuff. I really like this brand, PB or drying gum. And for application, I put like this. For application, I mostly use the reed stick, which is a Chinese tool. I don't know if it has any other name. It's a reed stick with two pointy edge, and you just dip it and you can draw with it. If you don't have that, it's fine. I tried this. It's the chopstick. I made it pointy with a blade. Not very pointy, just, you know, you cannot poke through your skin. Just pointy. You don't want to hurt the paper. And dip it in, it makes beautiful marks, even better than this one. So you don't need this one. You can really work with just a pointy chopstick. If you want to be more professional, honestly, I'm not a big fan, but many people think this is the best tool to apply drawing gum or masking fluid. I ordered this on Amazon, and it was like $7 for applying the masking fluid. And I use, for tiny details on the end and signature, Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen, size small or extra small usually. Usually I have a forceps, because brush always lose hair and you have to remove. It's not possible to pick it up, so you need a tool, and carefully, without hurting the paper, you can do with this. And water bottle. That's really good to have. Any brand, plastic, cheap, pricey, not important, just good to have a water bottle around you. It will need it. So now about the paper. The paper is the most important thing in watercolor. You can use student grade paint or just not a good quality paint, and you still can get a fairly good painting. But without a good paper, the whole process is a suffering and you never will get a good result. My favorite paper is Arches or Arches, I don't know how to pronounce, and I think if you don't have already a preference, I would suggest the cold press. Regarding the thickness, 140 lb is my favorite, although the thicker supposed to be better because less wrinkling, and it's more expensive also, but I prefer still the 140. There are many other good paper on the market in the artist quality grade. I really like the Longchamp Prestige paper and many others. So I don't have favorite. I'm not saying all are the same because it's not true, but all are very good, and only you will know which one you prefer if you use them regularly, and you will like one more, or you will use one more for one technique than to the other technique. So that's actually the difference. But when it's artist quality, I don't think there is a big difference between them. I really like this Stonehenge paper. No matter what paper I'm choosing, it's always, not always, but almost always I choose the 140 thickness and the cold press. So Kilimanjaro is a cheaper, probably a cheaper paper. I didn't look nowadays. It's a pretty good paper. I think especially if it's cheaper, I suggest to use it. The only paper I don't like to use is the Fabriano Artistico. It's just a personal preference. I'm not saying it's worse than the others. For me, it's just too wavy. When I work with a lot of water, it didn't stay flat. So in this painting, I used a full sheet. Almost every brand sells the full sheet, 140 thickness and cold press, and it was a Longton Prestige paper. I think the brand can be any of the artist quality ones, and I suggest the full sheet, and I hope to see you in the next section, which will be the outlining the cat and using the masking fluid.